Welcome to this stream, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Kirby. Hello, cameraman. Hello, Tuplov? Hello, Umbrella. Hello, Sylvie. Welcome. Hello, Zaz. Hello, Javi. So, if you did not join us last stream, we went from having this to this. Teto is now no longer T-posing for all of eternity. She's now rigged. We can do things like move her hand around. It's a little laggy because I have simplify on, but simplify, yeah, off rather. But we can do things like rotate her fingers. She's all rigged and ready to go. For the most part, there's just still a few outstanding things we have to do, and that's what we're going to be doing this stream. At least what I can get to. So she can do other things other than just like move her arms and legs and head, because there's parts of her that are not rigged yet, like her hair, which is what we mentioned in the thumbnail. So that's the plan for this stream. We're gonna rig her hair. That should be a lot of fun and actually surprisingly easy. If you've never done this before, it's actually very easy to rig hair like this. At least that's what I think it usually is. Maybe I'll eat my words, we'll see. It's been a while since I've done it. Undertale music spam? Yeah. Kashune's dream in work, what a time to be alive. Heck yeah. Are y'all winning? We are winning. It's been going pretty well so far. This is my first time I'm making an anime style character like this that's not just like a low poly character. There's a lot more polygons than what I'm used to. It's a very different process, but I think it's looking pretty okay so far. I'm happy with how this is turning out. Hello, Z. Welcome. Alright, so I'm just going to get right into it. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat and I'll do my best to answer them. But I'm going to start rigging this character the way I normally do. So, the way I like to work is, because I like animating, first I'm going to turn off annotations, because we don't need those at the moment. I'm just going to start with rigging her twintails here. So, the way I like to start is, this is a Rigify rig, which means it has a bunch of bone collections right here on the side already. I'll pull this out just so it's maybe a little easier to see. I like to press this plus icon right here to create a new bone collection, and then I double click on this. It's just called bones by default. I double click on this and call it hair. Because for me, I don't want to be creating bones in like a face collection or an arm collection or any of these. I want them to be separate so that when I'm animating Teto and I just want to animate her hair, I can press this button right here to isolate just this bone collection and not any of the others, which makes my life animating a lot easier because I can just focus on one thing at a time, which is kind of my workflow, and probably most animators' workflows really. So that's how that's gonna go. And to actually add bones to this hair collection, I just press tab with my rig selected. Then I press shift plus A to spawn in a bone. That's how you do that in Blender. If you're in edit mode, after you edit rig, you just press shift plus A to add a new bone. So with this new bone in my scene, I'm going to click assign while my hair collection is selected, just to make sure, absolutely sure it is in there, and it looks like it is. Then we're going to press F2 to rename this bone to, let's say twintail.L. I believe that is how Blender wants that. It's very important we call it .L because if I move this over here and then I right click and hit symmetrize, it's going to mirror to the other side perfectly, which it would not do if it did not have that .L affix. That's how you say that word. So now I'm going to line this up with Teto's hair. And I like to see the axes on my bones when I'm doing this kind of stuff, so I'll usually press N. Actually, I think it's over here. Yeah, right here. Maybe Ratsune is covering that. Let me hide Ratsune for now. Right here. So I want to click right here for axes, so I can actually see these bad boys, because it's kind of useful when I'm making new bones. I kind of want to make sure that Z is up, just like it is right here. and X is like this direction, Y is that direction, all that stuff. It just makes my life a little bit easier, so I like to turn that on. Let me turn on Ratsune again. And now I want to line this up with the general shape of the hair. Something like that to start off with. Then I'll go to the front view. Just make sure that kind of lines up a little bit. And that's looking pretty okay. I also like to go to View to Port Display and change the color of these bones to something else usually. I'll do teal in that case, that doesn't look very good. If I do orange, or that's not orange, it's purple. Looks pretty alright. It's just too blue though. I feel like that's a nice contrasting color for hair. And just to make the hair a little bit more obvious. As you can see on this Rigify rig, all of our bones are already colored, which is really helpful for just organization's sake, and I like to do that for new bones I create as well. So now, I have this twintail L bone, right? And it's looking pretty good. I'm going to, yeah, I'm gonna have simplify on when I'm doing this, just so I can see my edge loops a little bit more cleanly. I'm gonna go to solid view. Now, I'm gonna double check that the axes on this are lined up the way I want them. And it looks like Z is not up in this case, which we probably don't want. So let me press N here to go to the transform tab, where you can change various settings about the head and tail of this bone. At least you're supposed to. There we go. And you can also change the roll here, which is super useful. But in my case here, I actually might want to just flip this upside down, actually. My bad. Let's see. And we'll just put this like here for now. That might be fine for now, honestly. If I have issues with rotating this bone, I can always change this later. Because this is the head of the bone. Yeah, we'll just keep it how it was for now. So that's fine for now. Again, if there's issues with this later, I'll always just change it. It's not a big deal. But we'll leave that for now. But just so you know, like in edit mode, when you have a bone selected, you can change the roll using this operator. Or this just item, and it's really, really useful sometimes. So let me catch up on chat though, because that was a whole lot of yapping. Just started rigging mine an hour ago, and it hurts in the head more than UV unwrapping. Yeah, rigging is not very easy, especially when you're starting out. It gets to a point where you understand it well enough that you can just like do it kind of mindlessly for the most part, and it's not too bad. But yeah, there's like a big learning curve you have to get over before you get to that point. Absolutely. Crash, if you don't mind answering, are you trans? I am not trans, but I am gender fluid. There's no problem in asking that question. No worries. I forget, did you rig the mouth or is it a texture? I did not. I am not going to rig the mouth. There's not enough geometry for that. I'm going to be selecting from this face, duplicating it, pushing it forward, and making like a mouth texture sheet that I swap between for that. But I don't know if we're going to be able to do that this stream. We're going to focus on rigging hair, but good question. Thank you for the videos. You're welcome, Climera. I like your mousy PNG tuber. I love my mousy PNG tuber. That was drawn by Umbrella. It's super, super cute. Hello, Ink Lightning. Welcome, welcome. I'm following your rigging vid. Awesome. Yeah, there's definitely more detailed videos on rigging. I do hope to address that in a video I'm working on right now. I was literally editing it for like hours before this stream. That's kind of in my schedule this week, where it's like, I'm gonna edit this video for a few hours today, and if I have time afterward, I'm gonna do a live stream, which has been really fun. I'll be back in a moment. I have to prepare dinner. All right, bye-bye, Umbrella. Lots of people today. Whoa, oh my goodness, yeah, awesome. Oh, cool, I'm trans femme. Hell yeah, slay. I discounted power on the elbow because it falls and bends when I move the hands. Interesting. Yeah, you have to be really careful when rigging elbows. They have to kind of be set up like this, where they're pointed perfectly backward. and not something like this. Otherwise, everything gets messed up with Rigify. So I want to ask, do you know of any good resources for doing... I have to skip that song, I'm sorry. I love it. Not good background music. Do you know of any good resources for doing low poly black hairstyles? I've been genuinely struggling on my own hair. This is a question I've gotten a lot, and it pains me to say, but not really. I wish I had a better answer, because I've gotten that question a lot of times from many different people. The best thing I could say is, like, if it's a short black hairstyle, it might be worth just doing everything in the texture. So it's just kind of like you have a sphere and you're painting a hairstyle onto it. But if it's longer, that does become tricky, and you might want to look into doing things like hair cards, which we talk about in the low poly hairstyle modeling video. Where if it's a more busy hairstyle in general, I think doing cards like that to keep things feeling representative of the hairstyle it's supposed to look like, that can be really helpful. But unfortunately, I genuinely don't have experience doing that myself. I wish I did. So I can't give a great answer on that, but I hope that helps a little bit. Just, but they exist out there. Check out games like perhaps Bomb Rush Cyberpunk might have that, or Say No More, I think, also has that. Say No More. There's this awesome game. It has like it's a low poly art style and has a character creator. I think they might have some in this game, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, this is what that's what the character creation screen looks like. And there's a lot of fun low poly characters in this game. You can see some of the hairstyles, but there's a lot more than that. So that's what my recommendation would be, is to try to find any and all references. I know it sucks that it's kind of hard to find for those kinds of hairstyles, but they're out there. They exist in some capacity. I hope that answers your question just a little bit. All right. So we're about to finish rigging Teto's hair here, but I just realized I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the stream, so I'm going to mention this very quickly. In the description below this video, there is a coupon for my low poly course for 10% off, but only until the end of this month. I believe this is the last stream I'm going to do for the rest of this month, most likely. So, or at least the second to last. So it ends in a few days. So if you're interested in getting my low poly course, where we talk about the entire process of making a low poly character in so much detail, and if you've watched the YouTube series, this goes into a lot more depth when it comes to things like texture painting, UV unwrapping, character design fundamentals, how I paint textures onto my characters, all that stuff. And we have 42 perfect 5-star reviews. I'm very, very proud of this series. So if you're interested, I'll post a link in the chat as well. So check that out if you're interested, because it is on sale until the end of the month only through that link, which is live stream exclusive. So with all that yammering out of the way, let's actually rig up her hair here. So honestly, I just extrude from this by pressing E. So I'll just extrude once more, and I kind of like to line up these bones with different parts of my geometry. So you're noticing that they're starting and ending on different edge loops right here. So like this one ends on an edge loop, this one starts on an edge loop, and I'm gonna keep doing that like this. Because I already named this one Twintail L, these are automatically being named Twintail L01, Twintail L02, which is really useful. So I'm going to keep doing that. Extract from here, pressing E, and then I will extrude from here as well. All right, those are looking like bones, right? And I could add a lot more here, but I honestly probably don't need to. If this was an MMD model, it'd probably be like this many, or this many, or this many, or this many. Okay, I'm being mean. But but probably don't need to for this. It's probably good enough. And again, because I named this twintail L, if I right click and hit symmetrize, it'll automatically get mirrored to the other side, which is super cool, right? So I'm gonna do that. I mirrored it to the other side, and now I'm going to select these twintails, shifts. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna select these twintail model, then I'm gonna shift select my rig, then I'm gonna press Control plus Tab to go into pose mode, or I could just go up here to go into pose mode. Then I'm gonna select all these bones. All these bones. I can actually press L sometimes to select the linked bones. Oh, there we go. I just need to select one. And then I'm just gonna literally go to Control P, and then armature deform with automatic weights. We're going to see if that did a good job. Sometimes it does a great job all on its own. I don't have to clean up anything, though that is kind of rare. Let's see. I'm in rest position, so that's not even going to work. I've also noticed another problem that I completely forgot to do. I need to go into edit mode and make this bone, as well as this bone. These need to be children, not parents. These need to be children of the head bone. Because otherwise, I'll show you why we want to do that actually right now. If I go to pose position right now, you're going to notice something. Her hair is not following her because it is not a child of the head bone, which we want to fix. So we're going to go to edit mode and fix that right now. It's very easy to fix. I'm just going to select this bone right here. Go to... Go to Object Data Properties. Maybe it's one of these tabs. I'm so rusty. Relations, that's where it is. My bad. Okay. I'm gonna hide red tuning just in case you can't see that. So I'm just selecting this top bone and going to the Bone Properties tab, then Relations. Then the parent, in this case, because this is a rig of 5 rig, is Def Spine 6. I have to do that on both sides. I wouldn't have to do this on both sides if I did this before I mirrored it, but I didn't. But not a big deal. So now, if I go into pose mode, we're going to notice that her hair is actually following along with Teto, which you'll love to see. And now if I try to pose this, however, that's a problem. Because I forgot to select that part of the mesh when I was doing the automatic weighting. So let me fix that real quick. Because that was actually a separate mesh, which I forgot. So I'm going to select this, shift select this. Is that the right order? No, it is not. I'm gonna select this, shift. So I'm gonna select this model, shift select my armature, then go to tab to go into pose mode. Select these 3 bottom bones right here and these 3 bottom bones right here, shift select, and then Control plus P with automatic weights. Now if we go to pose position, and wiggle this around. It's looking pretty good, though it looks weird that it's rotating from, like, nothing over there. That's kind of odd. But, considering how much work we just put into that's probably good enough, honestly. I don't think I need to change that more, other than moving those bones. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go to rest position again, and I'm going to just move. I'm going to turn on X symmetry, so this automatically moves both bones. You can see this is moving both of them at the same time. We probably want this rotation to start like here or here-ish. Let's see. So I'm going to move this bone over here. Then I'm going to go to pose mode and see if that feels a little better. Oh yeah, that feels a lot more correct. I might just leave that as is. Sweet. And in just seconds, we have posable hair. So that's pretty awesome, right? And again, because we did this in a separate bone collection, I can just isolate this like that. And there you go. We have posable hair that easily. It really is that easy. But I will show you how to do this with the rest of the hair in a moment. But let me catch up on chat. I'm texturing my second low poly model right now, constantly looking at your course for reference as well. Awesome! I'm super glad to hear that, Hypo. Love the iVid. Awesome. Glad it was helpful. Hey Crash, since you've been streaming regularly these past few days, do you plan to do the contest stream soon too? Yes. For those who do not know, we're making this a pretty regular thing in the Patreon community, where we are doing different modeling and animation contests that are themed. So right now we have a like 24 frame long animation contest in the Crash Q&A Patreon Discord server. We're already getting some cool entries for that. I'm really excited to see what everyone submits, because I believe the deadline for that is just a few days away, actually. But if y'all did not even know that was a thing, I do have that. I believe this is linked in the description below. You can definitely join my Patreon if you're interested in it. Just patreon.com/c/CrashQ&A. We try to have a lot of different community events. We have a really, really great community in there. Like, I've met some of the coolest people ever I've met in my life in that server. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. We have a really, really amazing community. And people are always talking about something in there, and I love it. I really, really love our Patreon community. I'll try to be doing consistent contests in the Patreon as well. But in any case, now that we have these rigged, we should rig the rest over here. So let's do that, because it actually won't be too hard. So in this case here, because I already have this parented to the head, it'll save me a lot of time if I just Shift D, which duplicates this bone. Then I'm just going to rename it to bang.l, because this is going to go for her front bang here. So I'm just going to probably hide this geometry for a sec, so we can see bald Teto and scream in horror. Actually, what does fully textured bald Teto look like? I don't even know. Ooh. It's kind of weird to look at. Oh, wait, I think I need to post this one to Twitter. Wait, I gotta screen cap that. That's awesome. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh wait, I forgot to turn on red today. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Wait. I can make this better. Hold on. Here we go. Let's do this. That's a little extreme. Hold on. There we go. Bald Teto wants to know if you have games on your phone. Oh, this is sick, dude. This is so sick. Ooh. Ooh. This is awesome. Ooh. Alright, I might have gotten slightly distracted just now. Ooh. Okay, anyway. Were we doing rigging hair? Is the point of the live stream? I don't know. So anyway, let me catch up on chat though. About to make a 3D model, got Blender today, hoping to get it done by the end of the weekend. Awesome, good luck! Enjoy the process. Don't stress too much about anything else. Just have fun with it. Hey Cartoony, I have a question for you. Is it possible to configure the hair in a way that lets me move the rest of the body and the hair moves accordingly? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, Axes. Do you mean like it kind of just has physics? Where if you move the body, it'll just like automatically animate? In which case, yes, there's add-ons for that. I don't use them because I enjoy doing that stuff manually, but they do exist. Well, Teto is beautiful. She's perfect. Teto when looking into your front door camera. So true. So true, cameraman. All right. So anyway, I think we're doing something here. So I'm going to hide these. We're going to see bald Teto again. Someone should draw like bald Teto like wearing like a wife beater top. That'd be really funny. That'd be super funny. So this is Bang L. I'm gonna rotate it a bit on the A axis. keep forgetting it's roll and not radius. I'll just do that. It should be fine. And oh, this was mirroring for a bit. That's weird. I'm just gonna delete this. I don't really need it. I can just mirror these when I'm done. Let's go back to solid view. I think bald Teto with a wife beater would just look like that guy from oh my god, what is that show called? The one with Meatwad. I'm googling. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He'd look like that one dude from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. What's his name? I think it's Carl, right? His name is Carl. Yeah! Imagine Teto, and she's wearing like this exact top and has no hair except her twin tails. Oh, that'd be awesome, dude. Dude. That'd be sick. That'd be badass. What is your favorite Vocaloid character? That's a great question, Javi. I hate to be basic, but it's definitely Hatsune Miku, for sure. Like, no question about it. She's like what got me into anime and animation and 3D animation. I owe her too much and love her too much for it to be anyone else. But Teto's definitely obviously been growing on me. I like a lot of Vocaloids though. I like See You. Does anyone know who See You is? Does anyone remember this? This character? Now we're talking. I love See You. There's a bunch of See You songs I used to listen to. If anyone in the chat knows who See You is, you need to like raise your hand right now. Because I whenever I say that, I tend to get raised eyebrows. See You is awesome. Very cute design too. And Gumi, of course. Gumi, Teto, Miku, and See You are my favorites, but Miku is my favorite for sure. While Teto has aura, I can't describe it or how or why. Teto wants to know if she's a Birdbrain. So true. By the way, I've thought of something important. Been worrying a lot about making the shoulder rig and topology. You think it would be nice instead I did like floating arms? You can absolutely do floating arms. There's nothing wrong with it. If it's like a model like this, where it's like medium to higher poly, you probably shouldn't do floating arms at that point, but if it's a low poly model, just do floating arms. That's what I would say, because that's what they actually do in a lot of PS1 and 64 era games. So that's what I'd say, personally. All right, so this is looking pretty okay. And again, I'm just lining up these bones with my topology here. I'm not having a bone for every single edge loop, but I got enough here. So I'll actually change the color of these before I mirror them. That right here. Oh, is it gonna be lame? Where's the button to switch them to the... Oh, I don't want to do that. Don't use old versions of Blender like me. I should be doing this in modern Blender. Well, alright, so now I'm going to select all these by pressing L, right-click, symmetrize. It's going to perfectly mirror them to the opposite side as well. Then I'm going to select this model, shift select this, and because every part of my model is separated like this, it makes my life so much easier when rigging. Definitely try to keep your model in nice, convenient chunks when you're modeling it. It'll save you so much time, save yourself so much time. So click on this model, shift click on this, I'll just select these bones, I'll just select these bones, Control P. I forgot to turn on Shrinkekis, my bad. I can see the bones I'm pressing down there. All right, so now Control plus P, automatic weights, select these bones. How is this looking? Well, it's not looking like anything because I have rest position enabled. So now, let's turn that on. Ooh, that looks really smooth. Look at that. I love rigging hair. It's not always this easy, but when it is easy, it feels really nice. That's awesome, dude. Awesome. So yeah, both of these are looking great. We had to do no rigging whatsoever other than automatic weights. That's my favorite kind of rigging, the kind that requires the least amount of work. Let's go. All right, so now I want to rig this front part of her hair right here. Or maybe I should do the side part first because that's mirrored, more or less. So I'll Shift-D to duplicate this. I'm gonna turn off X symmetry because that wasn't very helpful last time. Shift-D to duplicate this. I'm gonna call this, I don't know what this is. This is like a swoop. We'll call this hair swoop .l. I don't know if that's technically correct, but whatever, who cares? The only person who needs to know what it is me. So, this is kind of confusing, so I'm just gonna hide everything else. I'm not rigging right now. And I'm also gonna change the color of this. Yeah, red is fine. So, set the front of it to this part, the tail of it to this part. And nope, I want to subdivide. So this is hair swoop L, and this is hair swoop L01. And this is kind of at an angle, so it's a little bit more tricky than those other ones. Just a bit, though. Kind of want this to follow the topology, obviously. Symmetrize this once more. I keep on doing... What? No, not symmetrize, my bad. Subdivide. I'm silly. Subdivide this. I'm just a silly little rat. Alright. That's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty alright. So now let's select these all by pressing L. Shift-D to duplicate. And these are all parents of my head still because I duplicated a previous bone to make this first bone. Saves us time. Hide these bones while I'm doing this. I just kind of want it to follow my topology a bit here. And as we can see, it doesn't super line up towards the bottom. I move those on the y-axis a little bit. Just so it lines up a bit. It does not need to be perfect. That's honestly probably fine. But let's test that theory, because that's just a game theory. Subdivide, put that here. That's fine. Subdivide, put that here. That's probably fine. Alright, so now I'm gonna select all these bones with L. No, I'm not. I'm gonna select this model, shift select this armature, and then I'm gonna select these bones by pressing L while mousing over them. Control plus, no, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go back to this in edit mode. I'm gonna symmetrize first, just for the heck of it. I don't need to do this because I'm just kind of testing it right now, but whatever. Let's just go all in. Select these, select these. I did that wrong. Nope, we're good, right? All right, we're good. So I selected this object, shift selected the armature, went into pose mode, then selected these bones. Now I press Control plus P, automatic weights. And I really need to like not have this posed because this is so silly. Let's fix that. So my rig enabled here. I'll keep this pose because it's cute and I can use it for other stuff. But I'll keep it on frame 2 and we'll stay on frame 1. Alright. So anyway, let's check out if this worked good. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. It's probably way too many bones for what this even is, but like, who cares? That's a little weird right there. But I'm probably fine with that, like, my goodness. I don't need anything crazy for that, really. This is probably fine, honestly. Keep in mind that every time I'm testing, I'm on local and individual origins, because it makes posing a little nicer. Honestly, this is probably fine. Yeah, I am happy with this. Again, didn't have to do any manual weight painting whatsoever, because the way I'm setting this up. All right, so we're almost done raking her hair, believe it or not. We just have this front part left. So let's go into tab to go into edit mode here. Once again, I'm gonna select this hair swoop and just duplicate it. And then I'm gonna rename this hair front bang. I don't know if that's entirely correct, but whatever. And this won't be L or R in this case, because this is not actually symmetrical. So we won't need to symmetrize this. So I'm just gonna line this up. I'm just gonna isolate just my hair bones again so I can see things, what I'm doing a little easier. I'm gonna change the roll so that he is quote unquote up. But I'm not super concerned about getting the axes 100 billion% right, honestly. If it's good enough for me. I'll actually move this down because we don't need to move this like from the top, really. So I'm gonna have 2 branches come out of this, probably. Maybe I should have this left. Nah, I don't care. Alright. So I'm gonna do 1 quote-unquote branch of bones like that. Just get the line up good enough. Sweet. I'm gonna do the same for this part. How do we do this? And again, I'm trying to line this up with my topology because it gives better results typically. This is super misaligned though, so can I use this? Gonna work? Chat, does this work? Not really. Well, let's just do this. Scooch this forward. Scooch this forward. I turn off axes because this is actually quite distracting now. So we just get this to kind of flow around the topology, and then I'm gonna go to the right front view here. Maybe I'll do this instead so it's not like such a harsh look to the bones. Maybe I'll do that. I think that makes a little bit more sense. All right, so now that we have these done, I'm gonna actually, probably should have colored the first one a different color now that I think about it, but whatever. So I'm going to select this object, shift select this one, press tab to go into pose mode, select all these bones by pressing L while hovering over them, Tropus tab, automatic weights, L to select these bones, and rotate them. That's looking pretty alright. It looks a little weird though. It's not really capturing the sides. But let me actually see what that looks like in rendered view. What if I like selected all of these at once? It's doing a little weird kind of a weird little wiggle there. So let's actually do some weight painting here. I should probably do that at some point, right? So let's go to weight paints, isolate this object, and then go to my vertex groups. Actually, there's only, what the heck? Oh, because that was searching something. My bad. So I think this is bang. So I'm gonna open my search window right here and search bang. Yes, front hair bang, hair front bang, hair front bang. Then I'm gonna go into weight paint, just see what these are looking like. And I probably just want to weight the sides of these a little bit more. Let's see. Gotta turn down undertail a little bit. I've covered up OBS. Okay, there we go. So, how's the best handle this? It's mostly these side bones, or like these ones right here that I probably just want to extend out, I would think. Not like super crazy, but just like at 50% maybe. So something like this. My music stopped and it scared me. I thought Flowey hacked into my PC. Let's just make these a little softer, and maybe that'll look good. Or maybe it won't. We're about to find out. Alright, so, let's see. That's a bit smoother, for sure. It looks a little weird when you move the highlight like that, but generally, I don't think I'd ever be animating more than these last ones. Those are just kind of like nice to have. In fact, I could just actually delete these if I wanted to, because they're almost useless. Let's see. I don't want to have bones on this rig that I'm never going to use, and it just causes me problems whenever I select bones, so let's just see. Of course I have to change, oh, I don't have to change the parent, it automatically changed. What? Blender, I love you. I could kiss you if you were real. I feel like I prefer to have a few more, like these ones, but I don't think I need it as high up as it was. And I probably need to change the weights a bit as well, but... yeah, that's pretty good, honestly. I just don't need it to influence all the way up here, so I'll actually go to weight paint, go up to all the weights that are influencing up there, and just kind of just get rid of it. So 0 weight, 100% strength. We just don't want influence over there, I don't think. Maybe a little bit there. Not much. Whoa, wrong button. Alright. That's probably good enough. Let's see. Honestly, it's probably fine. It looks a little odd, but like, realistically, I could always just kind of move a few of these. Though this is definitely like, that's a bit much. That is a bit much for like a final bone in a chain. I feel like one of these should have more weight. And I could always, if I wanted to, I could always be like, you know what, I just want to restart this. So I can select all these bones right here, shift select, or excuse me, select this object, shift select all these bones, and then go into pose mode with automatic weights again. And that sometimes just cleans things up where I'm perfectly content with it. Like in this case, that's actually better than what I had, I think. Yeah, that's honestly fine. Cool! I love automatic weights. I love being lazy. It's my favorite. That's pretty sweet, actually. I think the hair is rigged, y'all. I think we're done with the hair. Not bad. How long we've been at this for? Like 45 minutes and we're done? That's not too bad. Look at that. Let me lower my focal length. That's pretty sweet, y'all. I'm quite happy with this. I would not actually animate it quite like that, but like, I mean, come on. Oh, wait, I should probably rig those too. Her little demon horns. Let's just make them an offshoot of these bones. So, should I do this? Or duplicate this? Oh, let's duplicate it. I'll call this Teto horn.il. And then just line this up in solid view. I'm gonna change the color of this. Make my life easier. fine. Scooch it over. Line it up. And that's a parent of this bone. I don't know if that makes much sense. It probably should be a parent of this one. Hair swoop 8. Hair swoop 8. I think I might change my mind about that. Nah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll try this. Just duplicate this. And then line it up with this one. Rigging hair is actually quite fun though. Like I'm having a great time right now. I love it when things are easy and not challenging. Rigging becomes so much easier when you understand topology though, I have to say. Like, if your rig is not built for stuff like this, it becomes exponentially more difficult. All right, so now select these. No, select this, shift select these, and then, I believe that's it. Control P, automatic weights. Oh, I forgot to mirror this. Let's do that first. Okay, so select these bones in edit mode, symmetrize, then go to pose mode, make sure they're all selected. And you can keep on your mirror modifiers when you do this, folks. Don't feel like you gotta get rid of them. Mirror modifiers are totally fine for rigging and finishing off your model. You can keep them indefinitely, basically. All right. That's looking pretty sweet. That's awesome. What about when we move this, though? I think I'm fine with that. That's fine. I could set it one lower, but like... Let's try setting it... I don't know, dude. That's fine with me. If this becomes an issue, I'll revisit it. But I think we're done with hair, actually. I think that's more than enough. So, there we go. I keep having this problem where only one bone collection shows, and I don't remember why. There's some reason for this. I always forget. It's something very silly. I think restarting Blender might help. There's a reason why it's... Oh, yeah, because it's... that's why. I'm in bone properties. LOL. So, that's her hair rigged. Looking pretty sweet. And I can keep playing with this, keep adjusting, keep refining as needed. But that's looking pretty awesome right now. Now, it's time to go back to turning on annotations. That's what I wanted to say. And seeing what other things we wrote down that we should definitely do. And of course, they're like not visible because, oh, yeah, it's because they're only on frame 2. That makes sense. So we just did the hair rig. We can go to our annotation tool and erase that because that's basically good enough for now. Scratch that off. All done. Clean shorts and waist weighting. I actually kind of did that last stream. That's mostly good. I'll clean that up more if needed though. Clean up weights shoulder blade area, still have to do that. Rig eyes, blend shapes and eyebrows, iris, and then mouse shapes, texture sheet. Maybe I could start that this stream, or this stream, we'll see. But let me actually catch up on chat. It's been a while. I'm gonna scroll up and see. Teto has aura. Teto about to become real. CU mentioned. Yes, we have CU fans in the chat. First time I've ever heard of CU. Yeah. I love Hatsune Miku. I love Miku. Yep, me too, Link Whale. Me too. I'm familiar with the name, but I'm not big into Vocaloid, to be honest. I see. Do you still do Blender work on Steam Deck? I did that once, honestly. I have not done it much. I have not done too much Blender work on the Steam Deck. I would love to, but like, there's just not very much reason for it, honestly. Teto's like the aunt who is over 30 years old who's tried to get everyone to Gen Z's humor and does skibbity toilet jokes. Yeah, she got that vibe. I had to RMA wine. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Tough love. The big forehead. Do the automatic weights do a good job on the hair? They do a great job sometimes. Like, they basically did all the heavy lifting for all of this, which saves you so much time. I wonder how hard it would be to make anything using the first Blender that got released. That would be an interesting challenge. Blender artists using more shortcuts than engineers using CAD software? Yeah. Yeah. Could you, for a moment, show only the hair? I'm trying to get an idea of what you cover with the hair mesh. Sure. So, if we isolate everything other than the hair here, this is kind of... Let me turn off annotations once more. This is what it looks like. This is basically just a cylinder that's extruded in and out of the twintails here. This is just a plane that it's extruded from. Then I extended and add some thickness to on the sides. This as well, this just started as a plane, but I added some roundness to it and just extruded from it as well. This is also just a plane that got extruded from and added some thickness to. So nothing too crazy with her hair. For the head, it's probably a little bit more complicated. I use a lot of reference, especially my friend Kakaya's model. So her stuff is amazing. But nothing horribly complicated, I guess. It's just kind of like you have an edge loop running up from this point and an edge loop running up from this point. Kind of like define this front part of the face, then you have this back part of the face. This topology is not great, honestly. It could probably be much, much better. But this is my first time doing this kind of an anime style head, so in like this kind of style especially, so yeah, it was an attempt. It's definitely very weird to look at it without hair, but it's kind of how that's looking so far. Hello, Knock. I'm super late. Welcome, welcome. Temp going to colleague for Blender, Temp 3D now. Your best nightmare is fitting for this chat? True. Don't spoil Silk Song, please. How much vertex count for the entire model? It's 6,442 vertices, which is 12,175 triangles. If I turn off Simplify, because it has subdivision modifiers on it, that jumps up to like 100,000 triangles because it's quite smoothed out. But I would always be using Simplify when I'm animating this character, for example. But not for chatting that much. Oh no, you're all good, Sylvie. Can I send you a greeting? Hello, Amaru. This is your greeting. This is your voicemail. It's been 45 minutes. Where did the time go? I know. Press your wishes, my command. You should check DMs. Whoa! No way! Oh my god, Sylvie, I love you so much. This is it. Wait, this is badass. This is badass, dude. Oh my god. This is beautiful. This is perfect. I like this, like the saggy boobs too. That's a nice touch. Oh, I love this. Is beautiful. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you so much. Oh, this is a work of art. Oh, that's incredible. Thank you so much, Sylvie. That's amazing. Holy moly. Oh, that's so good. Bald Teto is real. She's real. Ooh. Gonna head to bed. Good night, exes. Bye bye. I like your work. I watch your videos with subtitles because my native language is Spanish. I am so glad you just said that. You could not have better timing for saying that exact sentence. This is still early days. I don't have a timeline for this. I don't have anything super substantial to tell people about this other than it's happening behind the scenes. We are working with my partner, who's a native Spanish speaker, we are working to translate, or more accurately she is, to translate the entire low poly character modeling tutorial series into Spanish right now. And this is going to be like a native level translation. Nothing is going to be done automatically. It might be dubbed, it might be subbed, whatever ends up making the most sense. But we're probably going to make a whole new Christian Academy like ES channel for that. Christian Academy Spanish edition, basically, which is really exciting. We're super excited about that. So stay tuned for that. I'm definitely going to be making posts and probably a video about it as that progresses. But I'm super excited about that because there's like just as many people who speak English as there are who speak Spanish who want to learn Blender, right? We've done a bit of research into the Spanish-speaking Blender community, and there's just not that much out there. There's some good stuff there. It definitely exists, but as an English speaker, you're spoiled with Blender learning options, but Spanish speakers are much less so. And we're really, really, really excited to do that and like really not half-ass it, like really put 100% effort into it. So stay tuned for that. We're really, really excited about that. It's going to require like a lot of support for people, so I really hope people are actually interested in it. And if you have Spanish-speaking Blender friends who would prefer such an option or be interested in such an option, definitely send them links when stuff comes out. My goodness, because we'll need all the support we can get to support a project like that. But very exciting, super excited to do that. That's so fucking good, Sophie. It is. It's really good, Umbrella. Check Discord real quick. Can I check Discord real quick? Let's see. No way! That's crazy. Umbrella, that's so good. Can I show this to the stream, Umbrella? You said don't show anything real quick. I'm assuming you meant previous messages, but can I show you the stream this message or this image? Because it's incredible. This is a work of art. Holy moly. I love that we have two like completely different takes on this exact same concept. Oh my god. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for people to see that. That's awesome. Awesome. Aqua Teen Hunger Force Teto. Crazy. It is. Believing that's going to be an incredible idea. You're going to help a lot of people. Joined the stream and saw Aqua Team Hunger Force Carl X Teto art. What the heck happened? That is a Birdbrain Teto stream. This was a Birdbrain Teto stream. This is now a Bald Teto stream. Got any games on your phone? Oh my god. Whoa! There we go. There we go. Okay, sorry. Hard work or hardly working? We're somewhere in between. Alright, I have to lower this. Field of view. So much. Alright, show it. Alright, Umbrella. So, the first drawing we got from Sylvie, absolutely stunning, beautiful work. And then, Umbrella also did their take, and they're so incredibly different, but they're both amazing. These are wonderful. I love how Umbrella's has this like really beautiful like line art quality to it, but Sylvie's is like so accurate to the art style and like the body proportions of Carl. Oh, they're both so good. They're so good. I don't even know which one I like more. I do think it's very funny how Umbrella did the twin tails where it's like coming out of her head directly like that. Oh, menopause did not hit her well. Oh no. Oh, Teto. Oh, Teto. She got that receding twin tail line. Oh, hell no. Yeah, but these are insane. These are so good. Thank you both so much. That's insane. Why does her head look like a used eraser on a number 2 pencil? Because it is. That's what they made her head out of. How do you even do that for field of view? It's literally just you press N in the view tab right here, and then there's a view length option. If you hold left click on it, you can make your field of view like insanely wide, like this, crazy wide, where every single movement like radically changes everything, or you can just do the exact opposite, where it's like there's almost no perspective whatsoever. It's practically orthographic. I think by default it's like 50, something like this. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, Teto usually has hair. I don't know if you know this. But yeah, now that we have her posed, we could actually start posing her hair as well, which would be kind of cute. So if I want to do it for this pose, I can like rotate it like this. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Love that. Oh, rigging is so fun, dude. Look at that. That's so cool. Oh, I love 3D modeling. I love character modeling. I love character modeling. That's so cool, dude. Dude, seeing it like on an anime style model like this is so crazy. I'm so used to like low poly, which has a lot of limitations, but for this, it's like, it just feels a lot more like a drawing. It's so cool. I love that. I love how this shader's looking right now too. Oh, love that. So cool. Just adding that little bit of hair movement makes it feel like so much more alive. And when I get her face rigged too, oh, that's gonna be so cool. Her like full face rigged too is gonna be like, I can have her winking here, like raising eyebrows and stuff. That's so cool, dude. I think that's one last thing I'll do before I end off the stream here is start rigging her face. Of course, I'm going to do the easiest thing because it's almost the end of a workday. I don't want to do anything complicated. So I'm going to select this part of her hair, Shift+D to duplicate it because I want it to be parented to the head there. I'm going to rename this eyebrow.L because this is obviously going to be her left eyebrow. And I do not want this in her hair bone collection. So I'm going to make sure this is removed from her hair bone collection. Then I'm going to select this bone collection right here called face. I'm going to assign it to that. Otherwise, if I didn't have a face collection, I would just make one. And then I'm going to change the color on this to something that stands out, like blue, probably? Purple? Yeah, I'll do blue. Then I'm going to line this up with her eyebrow topology right here. Just kind of roughly aligned with eyebrow. Subdivide it. Right click it. Right click, subdivide. And just do something like that. And I believe, yeah, that's the main bone, which I think makes sense. Yeah, that's probably fine. So now that we have all these lined up, that is a bit imperfect. I'm gonna just isolate my rig and the eyelash model so I can actually get it aligned properly. And I'm actually gonna isolate just my face bones. So I can just see these. I'm just gonna line this up on the y-axis. There we go. Then select these bones, right click, symmetrize. Then click on this model, shift click on these bones, make sure they're all selected, which they are. In pose mode, Control+P, automatic weights. I'm gonna exit this isolated view that I got into by pressing /. Now, nothing's gonna happen because I keep on turning rest position on. But now I have posable eyebrows, which is actually so sick. I don't know if that's moving in the exact direction I want. No, so I actually probably want to change the roll on these bones. So let's see what that's looking like right now. Once again, hide her hair and go to frame 1 so this is less obnoxious. There we go. So I'm going to hide her hair. Then I'm going to click on this and enable bone axes. We're gonna see what Z is considered up. So that's why this is like pointing down like this direction when I go down. It's because the Z up on this is kind of like weird. I probably want it to be like this. So I'm gonna go with this bone selected. I'm gonna change the roll on it. I'm gonna turn on X symmetry because I hope that would change for both. There we go. It's probably just something like that. I don't think we need to do it for every bone in the chain, but for this one, why not? Teto is bold again. Alright, so now if I move it down, that's a lot nicer. Yeah, that feels a lot better. Cool. So, now we have fully rigged eyebrows for Teto. We can even rotate these like that. And if I go to why blender, why? There we go. If I turn off simplify, you're gonna be very smooth, or at least they should be. This is not. Do I have a subdivision on here? I do. Really? Interesting. Let me try rotating that once more. Oh, my stack was wrong. There we go. So that looks really clean now, which I like. Cool. So now, if we go back to our posed Teto, we could do something like this, where I have her in a lot more of a... Ooh, that's interesting. Have her in a lot more of an active, almost angry, I guess you could say, eyebrows. And look how much just changing her eyebrows changed her entire expression here. Like, that's crazy. I love that. So yeah, I think that's about to wrap it up for this stream, though. We're getting pretty close. I'm going to catch up on chat, though. But before I catch up on chat, I did want to mention that if you're interested, before I catch up on chat, again, this course is on sale for 10% off until the end of this month. This is going to be one of the last times I mentioned it on stream, so this is the best time to get it if you want to go really in depth in things like texture painting, and this is a really great place to start if you're a beginner learning Blender. Making stuff like this is really complicated, but it doesn't have to be, and you can make small steps towards learning that process and learning the fundamentals that you need to make stuff like this by starting with something like this, where you're learning how to make low poly characters. And we have lots of really positive reviews, so go check out that store page with that exclusive, live stream exclusive 10% off coupon in the description below. But let me catch up on chat, because I have not done that. Evangelion angle Teto, true. So true. I saw a clip of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Heck yeah, be a red gamer. Cinema, absolute cinema Teto. Teto posted up with the wife beater, has crazy aura. It does. Sideburn twin tails, yep. There'll be a tutorial on this too. There will be a tutorial on making anime-style characters, similar to my low poly character modeling tutorial, which I'm really excited about. That's going to be a bit of a ways out, but I will also be making a video where I showcase my process for how I made Teto here specifically as well. So yes, stay tuned for that. That's going to be in this similar style to my other tutorials that I've made or videos I've made on things like Carmelita Fox and all that stuff. I had no time to draw her. My salmon was getting colder. That's funny, Umbrella. My pasta's cold because I was drawing. No. Glow option actually looks pretty cool. Almost ortho, but not quite. Yeah. It's really useful. I like to use those a lot. Mercury poisoning isn't real. The Carl brows. True! This is just Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force's eyebrows. Scale them up. Oh! Look at that! She's angry. Alright, have a good day, everyone. I'll leave you with angry, bald Teto. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you around. Thanks for joining this.